Welcome to the class. Now we shall discuss integral calculus, integrals, which is the important concept in mathematics, as well as it has a wide application range. So we use integral calculus and differential calculus, nothing but calculus, widely in science and biology, commerce, many ways. So we use this calculus in different ways, right? So how we use this particular calculus in science as well as in construction, architecture field? See, if I want to construct a bridge, see, a bridge can be constructed over a river, so with this much of width. So its width, it may be started from 0, it's end by 1 kilometer. If I say is 1 kilometer, so and I have a parabolic shape upon that, so I want to construct this particular shape. So with the help of some iron, steel, on its sheets. So to construct this particular shape, I need the area of this particular shape, which are irregular shapes. So we don't have a particular formula to find. So we use here integration. If I able to define the function, and if I apply the integration of the particular function from 0 to 1, so I get the length. If I apply double integration, then we get area occupied, means area bounded in between these two, right? Okay, so this way it is applicable, it's useful in this particular field. So if I go to biology, see, if a particular virus infected a person, today maybe it's count 10 at the starting. Within an hour, it rises to 10 power 4. So from 10 to it rises to 10 power 4. The rate of change in its count, if I take the count as C, the rate of change in the count with respect to the time, right? So this differential calculus. Then I can find out per hour how much it is increasing or it is decreasing, right? And the increase and decrease, it may be, so most of the times it depends upon the temperature, atmospheric temperature. Sometimes in one particular hour it can be increased from 10 to 10 to the power 4. The next particular hour it can be increased from 10 to the power of 4 to 10 to the power of 6. The change is 10 power 2. Here the change is rate. So how much the change is changed? 10 to the power of rate of changes is per hour. 10 to the power of 4 to 10 to the power of 6. You can find out 10 to the power of 6 minus 10 to the power of 4. That much is change in 1 hour. Its count change in 1 hour. Right? In that way we can find its count and change in count. As well as if I find integral of DC, the integral of count from first 0 hour to 2 hours. So the total amount of virus present in particular body, which gives this particular expression, right? If I go to commerce, cost functions, right, like share values, this all depends on time to time change, and at particular time the value of the particular share we find out with the help of these integrations, right? So these are the applications of particular calculus. Still it has wide applications. We can discuss in 2 days, 3 days, 1 week. Still we need to discuss, right? But it's not important. In our point of view, we need the problems and what is integral calculus. So what is there in our syllabus, right? So we discuss this. So integral calculus. See, this integration and differentiation are inverse operations to each other. Integration differentiation. The inverse of integration we call as differentiation. The inverse of differentiation we call it as integration. Suppose I have a function f of x, small f of x, which is equal to some 9 into x to the power of 8. So if I consider this is a derivative of the function, then I can find out the actual function. If suppose I feel this as a derivative of a function, suppose let it be a derivative of a function capital F of x. So capital F dash of x is equal to 9 into x to the power of 8. Then what is capital F of x? So we can say easily, directly, like nothing but x to the power of 9, sir. Because it is in the form n into x to the power of n minus 1. Suppose if I say this is the derivative of a particular function, so I can say the function as f of x is equal to x to the power of 9. Immediately one person give an answer, sir. So what about the derivative of x to the power of 9 plus 10? Derivative of x to the power of 9 plus 10. Yeah, obviously it is 9 into x to the power of 8. So one more person, sir, why you took minus, sir? I'll take x to the power of 9 minus, sorry, you took plus, I'll take minus x to the power of 9 minus some 20. It's a constant. Again I get 9 into x to the power of 8. So see, the integration, whenever I am doing differentiation of a particular function, if the function contains any constant, that value becomes 0 and I get only the variable dependent. So f dash of x is equal to 9 into x to the power of 8. So this is the derivative of a function and this is a particular function. So from this what we can say, derivative of a function is always constant. Derivative of a function is always constant. It won't change. If I have a two function f of x and g of x, at any cost f dash of x will not be equal to g of x. If these two are equal, it should be f of x must be equal to g of x plus some constant. Then only it happens. If it does not happen, then it does not happen. Okay. If f dash of x and g dash of x are equal, it is nothing but f of x is equal to g of x plus one constant. So now integration of a particular function will be, so if I take this particular function x to the power of 9, d by dx of this capital F of x is equal to 9 into x to the power of 8. D by dx of this capital F of x is equal to 9 into x to the power of 8. Then this one I consider as small f of x, right? So if I apply integration, then what I get? Integral. So now this integral and differentiation both cancel because both are inverse operations. No, f inverse or f inverse whole inverse will be equal to f. So I get capital F of x, which is equal to integral of f of x, small f of x. Why small f of x? I consider its particular derivative as small f of x plus some constant. So it may have any constant, that constant, right? This gives the relation between the integration as well as differentiation. So right now the different terminologies we have different terminologies. We discussed the terminologies. So what the terminologies we have? If I have a function capital F of x, which is given as integral of small f of x into dx plus constant. This f of x is called integrand, and this particular x with respect to what we are doing differentiation is called variable of integration, and f of x into d of x is called element of integration. And this sign is called integral sign. This is the sign which is used for finding integration, integral sign. Now this total together we call integral or primitive or anti-derivative. And still one more thing is remaining, that is nothing but C. This C is called constant of integration or arbitrary constant. So these are the elements what we have. These are the particular things we have in an integration. This f of x is called integrand, and the x, the variable of integration, and f of x into d of x nothing but derivative, is called element of integration, and the entire thing we call it as integral or primitive or anti-derivative. So these three are same, and the constant C is called integral constant or arbitrary constant. And the procedure finding the integral of a particular function is called integration. So now integration, there are two types of integrations, definite and indefinite integration. So what is definite integration and what is indefinite integration? So with the help of this integration, first we find out the function. Nothing but it represents a curve. The procedure of finding the function is called indefinite integration, and the procedure of finding of area bounded by the function in a particular condition is called definite integration. This is indefinite integration, and the next one definite integration. So what is definite integration? Defined. It's defined. What it defines? It defines the area bounded by the curve in particular conditions. These two together we call the integral calculus. So we call these two together integral calculus. Now we go to the few formula what we have in this integral, the basic, with the help of fundamental theorem of integration, right? So we already know d by dx of x to the power of n as n into x to the power of n minus 1, n into x to the power of n minus 1. So what about d by dx of x to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1? What about d by dx of x to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1? So if I have a function as x power n, its derivative is n into x to the power of n minus 1. See, if I use its integral d by dx of x to the power of n is equal to integral n into x to the power of n minus 1 plus c. So what we get? So that's all we discuss here. D by dx of x to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1, which is equal to n plus 1 into x to the power of n by n plus 1. N plus 1 into x to the power of n by n plus 1. If I apply integration on both sides, what I get? Integral. So d by dx and integral will get cancelled, we just discussed. So I get x to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1. So which is equal to this n plus 1 and n plus 1 will get cancelled. Integral x to the power of n plus constant. So integral of x to the power of n dx must and should we have to represent. We are finding integration with respect to the x, right? So integral x to the power of n dx is equal to x to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1 plus c. See, if I have it's only one a constant, what is the differentiation of a constant? Differentiation of constant is always 0. Now, integration of a constant. Integration of a constant. Suppose with the help of this, if I put n value 0, what I get? X to the power of 0 nothing but 1. So the integral dx is equal to n value 0, x to the power of 1 by 1 plus c. So integral dx, constant, integration of a constant is x. Means integration of a 1. Instead of saying constant, I have to say here 1, because constant we have numbers from 1 to many. So just 1. Integral 1 will always gives x. If suppose it is integral 2, so how to find out integration of 2? So integration of 2 dx is equal to 2 into integration dx. Now I know integral dx. What is that? 2 into x plus some constant. Next, integration of 1 by x. So this integration of 1 by x dx, which gives logarithm of modulus of x plus c. So actually derivative of log x we consider as 1 by x. In differentiation, what we consider? Differentiation of log x we consider as 1 by x. Why we are considering here modulus of x? Why we are not considering only x? Logarithm is defined only for positive numbers, right? So if I put here x, I have to mention that particular condition. If not, I can use anything. But the condition representing x should not be true. Logarithms are not defined for is equal to this, right? Now, what about integration of sin x? Trigonometric functions, all trigonometric functions, right? So dy dx of sin x is equal to cos x. Dy dx of cos x is equal to sin x. Dy dx of tan x is equal to secant square x. So dy dx of cot x is equal to minus cosecant square x, minus sin x. So dy dx of secant x is equal to secant x into tan x. Dy dx of cosecant x is equal to minus cosecant x into cot x, right? So these are the things what we have learned in differentiation. Now if suppose I apply integration, what I get? Integral, so then here also integral. So integral, 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 integral. So left side integration, differentiation will get cancelled. Cancel means just is swap, vanished, right? So if I remove this particular part, what I get? Integral of cos x is equal to sin x. Integral of minus sin x is cos x. So integral of minus sin x is cos x. Then what I can write? Instead of taking this minus sin x, I can multiply both sides minus. Then I get. So I want to remove this all particular parts to write the formula. Okay. Now I have here minus. So I get integral of sin x as minus cos x. Integral of secant square x is tan x. Integral of minus cosecant square x is cot x. So we can mention it as minus cot x. Integral of secant x into tan x is secant x. Integral of minus cosecant x into cot x is minus cosecant x. But whenever I take integration, we must represent one arbitrary constant. So I have to mention a constant. So everything. So if I find a difference, if I find integration for the particular function, what we got the answer that we have to add an arbitrary constant. Okay. Now we shall move to the next part. What is the next part? A power x, e power x. So dy dx of a power x is equal to a power x by log a. A power x into log a. A power x into log a. And dy dx of e power x is equal to e power x. Now, if I apply integration, so integral, so integral. So after applying this, so we know these particular things will be vanished. So we take these two out. So now integral of a power x into log a is a power x. So I want to find only integral of a power x. So if I divide both sides by log a, then what I get? This is just I take it outside. So I get a power x by log a is equal to integral of a power x. So integral a power x dx. Don't forget it. Integral a power x dx gives a power x by log a. Integral e power x dx gives e power x. And I must add one arbitrary constant. So these are the particular formulas what we have in that basic. So with the help of this, we solve few problems. So let me do it. The first one, integral of x to the power of 5 dx. First one, integral of x to the power of 5 dx. So as per the formula, what we can write? X to the power of n plus 1. So 5 plus 1 by 5 plus 1 plus arbitrary constant c. So I get the answer as x to the power of 6 by 6 plus an arbitrary constant c. Next, integral of 1 by root y dy. 1 by root y into dy. So first we express this particular thing in the form of to the power n. See here, variable of integration is y. So not an issue. So we get it as integral of y power minus 1 by 2 into dy, which is equal to, apply formula, y to the power of n minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by minus 1 by 2 plus 1 plus c. So which will be equal to y to the power of 1 by 2 by 1 by 2 plus c. So what I am getting? So denominator 1 by 2, I get it as 2. So root of y plus c. 2 root y plus c. The next one more problem we take. Integral of sin square x into cosecant square x. Both will get cancelled because those two are reciprocal to each other. So we get integral 1, which is nothing but equal to x. See, integral integral 4 power x by 9 power x dx. Integral 4 power x by 9 power x dx. We can write it as integral 4 by 9 whole to the power of x into dx. So it is in the form integral a power x. So what is the formula used for integral a power x dx? A power x by log e. Same thing you apply here. I get a power x 4 by 9 whole to the power of x by log 4 by 9. So we can write it as log 4 minus log 9. Okay. So one more. Cos 2x plus 2 sin square x by cos square x. Integral cos 2x plus 2 sin square x by cos square x. Express this cos 2x in terms of sin. So what I have cos 2x in terms of sin, I can write 1 minus 2 sin square x plus 2 sin square x by cos square x. So minus 2 sin square x plus 2 sin square x will get cancelled. I get into dx. Sorry, I forgot. You don't forget it. Into dx. Right. 1 minus 2 sin square x plus 2 sin square x. These two will get cancelled. I get 1 by cos square x. So what do you mean by 1 by cos square x? It's nothing but secant square x dx. So what is integral secant square x dx? Tan x plus some constant c. Next one. Integral e power 2 log x into x power minus 3 dx. Integral e power 2 log x into x to the power of minus 3 dx. So I can simplify this particular thing like e power 2 log x can be written as log x square into x power minus 3 dx. Right? Now, any base, if you don't have, the base will be equal to e. So previously we discussed in logarithm properties. If these two are same, I get the answer as x square. So integral x square into x to the power of minus 3 dx, which is equal to integral x to the power of minus 1 dx. X to the power of minus 1 is nothing but 1 by x dx. So integral 1 by x is log modulus of x plus c. Okay, so x to the power of n, integral x to the power of n is equal to x to the power of n plus 1 by n plus 1, where n not equal to minus 1. If n is equal to minus 1, it does not exist. So I didn't apply here that particular formula. Okay. So I take one more. E power log x base 4. Integral e power log x base 4 dx. Is it e power or 2 power? Right, it is 2 power, not e power. So how can I simplify this? This can be written as integral 2 power log x base can be written as 2 square. Log 2 square. Now, so we learned in logarithms log m power n base a power b can be written as n by b log m base a. See, if I have any power to the base, we get in denominator. If I have any power to the number, we get it in numerator. If I take it outside, right? So according to this particular formula, I can write it as integral log, 2 power log x base 2. So I write it as 1 by 2. So again, I can simplify it as 2 power log root x base 2, because this can be written here, no? Log m into log a can be written as log a to the power of m. So x to the power of 1 by 2 nothing but root x. Now the same, these two gets cancelled, I get integral of root x dx. So root x represents x to the power of 1 by 2. So I can apply x to the power of n formula. So which is nothing but x to the power of 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 plus. So which is equal to, so 1 by 2 plus 1, 3 by 2. So it's reciprocal, 2 by 3 into x to the power of 3 by 2 plus c. Next, some properties are there in indefinite integrals. So what are the properties? What we are discussing, these are indefinite only. So when we call it as definite, if I have a limit, so from it starts from 0 to some 1, then we call it as definite integrals. That we discuss later. First we will learn indefinite integrals. Properties of indefinite integrals. Small, the basics we will learn now. So what are the properties we have? If I have a integral k into f1 f of x dx, if I have integral k into f of x dx, I can take it as k into integral f of x dx. See, if I have a integral f1 of x plus or minus f2 of x into dx compulsory. So which can be rewritten as integral of f1 of x dx plus or minus integral of f2 of x dx. If these are multiplied by some k constants, integral k1 f1x plus k2 f2x plus k3 f3x and so on. So if I have dx, then this can be written as k into integral of f1x dx plus k2 is k1, k2 into integral f2x dx plus k3 integral f3x dx. If I have and so on, I can prolong it till and so on. Okay. So these are the basic properties. Basic properties what we have. So based on this, we do some problems. See, if I take a problem like integral (2a by root x) integral 2a by root x minus b by x square plus 3c cube root of x square dx. This is the particular problem what they have given. So as per the properties, I can split this particular thing like integral 2a by root x, I write as x to the power of minus 1 by 2 into dx. Okay, minus integral b. So b can be written outside, no? The constant I wrote outside 1 by x square, nothing but x power minus 2 dx plus integral. So 3c can be taken outside, integral cube root of x square, we can write it as x to the power of 2 by 3 dx. Now start simplifying this one. 2a can be taken out, 2a x to the power of minus 1 by 2, so can be written as x to the power of minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by minus 1 by 2 plus 1 plus c minus b into integral x to the power of minus 2 can be written as x to the power of minus 2 plus 1 by minus 2 plus 1 plus. So I can write it as c1 c2 plus 3c into x to the power of 2 by 3 plus 1 by 2 by 3 plus 1 plus c. Arbitrary constant 1 plus constant 2 plus constant 3, all constants only. We can add this all and we can replace this particular thing by 1 by 2 we get into 2 minus into minus plus. So otherwise we write one more time minus b into x to the power of minus 1 by minus 2 plus 3c into x power 5 by 3 whole divided by 5 by 3. So all they see combined together, we write it as capital C, right? So now final answer 4a into root x minus into minus plus, we can write it as 1 by x, b by x, okay, plus 5 by 3 we have, we take the reciprocal 3 by 5, 3 3s are 9, 9 by 5c into x to the power of 5 by 3 plus some constant c. Okay, the next problem, integral root x into 3x square plus 2x plus 3, root x into integral root x into 3x square plus 2x plus 3 dx. Split this one. Still we didn't discuss by parts. We were going to by, but this was easy, right? Root x can be written as x to the power of 1 by 2 So root x represents x to the power of 1 by 2. Now integral 3 into x to the power of 1 by 2 into x square, x to the power of 2 plus 1 by 2, 5 by 2. Okay, plus 2x into x to the power of 1 by 2, nothing but 2 into x to the power of 1 plus 1 by 2, 3 by 2, plus 3 into x to the power of 1 by 2 dx. Again, according to integration properties, 3 can be taken outside, will be equal to integral x power 5 by 2 dx plus 2 into integral x power 3 by 2 dx plus 3 into integral x power 1 by 2 dx. Now apply x to the power of n integral. So we get 3 into x to the power of 5 by 2 plus 1 by 5 by 2 plus 1 plus some c1 plus 2 into x to the power of 3 by 2 plus 1 by 3 by 2 plus 1 plus c2 plus 3 into x to the power of 1 by 2 plus 1 by 1 by 2 plus 1. Now simplest form, 5 by 2 plus 1, 7 by 2. So it's reciprocal, 2 by 7, 2 3s are 6, 6 by 7, x to the power of 7 by 6, sorry, it's not 7 by 6, 7 by 2, plus these are all constants and we replace by some capital C, and 2 into 3 plus 3 by 2 plus 1, which is nothing but 5 by 2, so it's reciprocal, 2 by 5, 2 2s are 4, 4 by 5 into x to the power of 5 by 2 plus 3, 1 by 2 plus 1, 3 by 2, we get 2 by 3, 3 and 3 gets cancelled, so we get 2 into x to the power of 3 by 2 plus a constant c. Okay. The next problem, integral x plus root x whole cube, integral x plus root x whole cube integral x plus root x whole cube dx. In differentiation, we felt like if it is something and that I feel as x, so x to the power of n formula I applied. But the same thing is not applicable for integration. What is applicable for differentiation, it is not applicable for integration. So we should mention this one in the form of x to the power of something, otherwise x plus some constant to the power of something, then only I can apply x to the power of n formula. Some x plus something to the power of n, then I can apply the formula that we discuss in the next exercise. Now to solve this particular problem, what I have to do? So I have to split. I have to apply the formula a plus b power 3, means a plus b whole cube. So according to a plus b whole cube, a in place of a I have x, so a cube plus b cube means x to the power of 3 by 2, okay, plus 3a square b, 3 into x square into root x, plus 3ab square, 3 into x into root x square, so x is what we get, into this is the total dx, integral x cube plus x power 3 by 2 plus 3x square into root x, so x to the power of 1 by 2, 2 plus 1 by 2, 5 by 2, so we get 3 into x to the power of 5 by 2 plus 3x square, so I find dx. So split and apply x cube dx, so I get x to the power of 3 plus 1 by 3 plus 1, all constants I'll add at last, plus x to the power of 3 by 2, x to the power of 3 by 2 plus 1 by 3 by 2 plus 1 plus 3 into x to the power of 5 by 2 plus 1 by 5 by 2 plus 1 plus 3 into x to the power of 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 plus one constant c. Now the simplest form, x to the power of 4 by 4 plus x to the power of 5 by 2 by 5 by 2 becomes 2 by 5 plus x to the power of 7 by 2. I have here 3, denominator 7 by 2 becomes 2 by 7, 2 3s are 6, 6 by 7 into x to the power of 7 by 2 plus x cube, here 3, 3 and 3 gets cancelled, so we just x cube plus some constant c. Okay, the next one, integral x cube minus x square plus x minus 1, x cube minus x square plus x minus 1 by x minus 1. Factorization and cancellation forms. The ninth one, the second, integral x cube minus x square plus x minus 1 by x minus 1 dx. Right? See, in this 2 I can take x square common, then take x square common. So x square into x minus 1. In this I take 1 common, x minus 1 by x minus 1 dx. Okay. Now this 2 contains x minus 1, so I can take x minus 1 common. So if I take x minus 1 common, so I get x square plus 1 into x minus 1 by x minus 1. So these 2 will get cancelled. Now I have to find integral x square plus 1 dx. X square dx, x cube by 3 plus 1 dx, integral 1 dx is x plus some arbitrary constant c. Next question, e power 6 log x integral of e power 6 log x minus e power 5 log x by e power 4 log x minus e power 3 log x dx. Now this can be written as e power. See, 6 log x can be written as log x power 6. So e power log x power 6 minus e power log x power 5 by e power log x power 4 minus e power log x cube. So as we discussed earlier, so e power log x power 6 will be equal to x to the power of 6, right? So I get x power 6 minus x power 5 by x power 4 minus x cube integral dx. Now in numerator I can take x to the power of 5 common, so I get x minus 1. Denominator I can take x cube common, I get x minus 1 dx. So x minus 1 and x minus 1 gets cancelled, x cube x square times. I got the integral x square dx, which is equal to x cube by 3 plus some constant. Next question. Integral cot x by sin x, integral cot x by sin x minus tan x by cos x minus 3 tan square x dx. The easiest one. Just conversion after application of formula only. See, cot x by sin x can be written as integral cosecant x into cot x. Right, 1 by sin x cosecant x cot x dx. minus integral 1 by cos x, I can write secant x into tan x dx minus 3 into integral tan square x dx. Now minus cosecant x into cot x, cosecant x into cot x integral is minus cosecant x. So I get here minus cosecant x minus secant x into tan x is secant x minus 3 into integral of tan square x I have. So integral of tan square x. See, I know integration of tan x, which is equal to, so what is integration of tan x? Sorry, I have an integral of secant square x which gives tan x, and I have integral tan x. Still we didn't find, we'll find in the next exercise. And it is in the form of integral tan square x. It is in the form integral tan square x. So in fundamentals we discussed 6 formulas. It is not in the form in the 6. So I have to convert this one into that one of the form. So how I can convert integral? This tan square x can be written as secant square x minus 1. Tan square x can be written as secant square x minus 1. Now I recall the formulas. Yes, I have integral secant square x. So I don't have any formula for tan square x. That's what I considered this one. Again, I have to find out the derivative of, integration of this particular thing, right? Which is equal to minus cosecant x minus secant x minus 3. Integral secant square x is nothing but tan x minus into minus plus 3 integral 1 dx x plus constant c. So this is our answer. Okay. Next, integral cos 2x by sin square x into cos square x dx. Before that, one more problem we do. Integral sin square x by 1 plus cos x dx. Integral sin square x by 1 plus cos x dx. Simplest one. Denominator I have a 1 plus cos x, numerator sin square x. Either I have to convert this one in terms of cos or this one in terms of sin. But converting sin in terms of sin square in terms of cos is easy for us. So do it. So how can I write? I write sin square x as 1 minus cos square x by 1 plus cos x dx. So 1 can be written as 1 square. So it is in the form a square minus b square. I can rewrite it as integral 1 minus cos x into 1 plus cos x by 1 plus cos x. So 1 plus cos x, 1 plus cos x is cancelled. Now I get integral 1 dx, nothing but x, minus integral cos x dx, sin x. Integral cos x dx is sin x plus an arbitrary constant c. Move on to the next problem. Integral cos 2x by sin square x into cos square x. Integral cos 2x by sin square x into cos square x. So last year in trigonometry we learned many simplifications. So those simplifications we have to use in differential calculus as well as integral calculus. See here, one of the simplification will be useful for us. See, whenever I see sin x into cos x, I required to convert this particular one in the form of sin 2x. So but I have here squares, so I need 2 square. So multiply and divide by 2 square, then what I get? So I get 4 cos 2x by 2 sin x cos x the whole square, right? Okay. Now 2 sin x cos x can be written as sin 2x. I get integral of 4 cos 2x by sin square 2x. Sin 2x the whole square, sin square 2x. 4 is constant, so I can take it outside. Now I simplify this. Till now what I have learned in that formulas, I don't have this type of thing. So I split. So how I split? Cos 2x by sin square 2x is there, now I write 1 sin 2x into 1 by sin 2x. So sin 2x into sin 2x, sin square 2x. Now cos 2x by sin 2x, cot 2x. And 1 by sin 2x, 1 by sin 2x, which is equal to, sorry, cosecant 2x dx. So I got in the form cosecant x into cot x, but it is not x. If it is as x, it is not x. See, in previously in differentiation what we learned, the same thing will applicable here. See, in differentiation, if it is not x, suppose I am finding 2x, derivative of 2x, 2x, okay, derivative of root of ax plus b. So I am finding derivative of root of ax plus b. So I myself I feel it as x, so I feel it as root x, 1 by 2 root x, right? 1 by 2 root ax plus b into, whenever it is not the particular x, I multiply it by its derivative. So derivative of ax plus b, which is nothing but a. Now if I move on to the integration, if it is not x, in particular cases, if it is not x, then we apply the same formula. This particular case we do derivative of the particular thing which is not there in denominator. Okay, I'll do here, then we can understand. 4 into integral cosecant x into cot x, derivative is minus cosecant x, but in place of x I have 2x. So I have to find the derivative of 2x and I have to divide this particular function. In differentiation we multiply, but in integration we divide. We said no, it is an inverse procedure. So there we multiply, here we divide. So derivative of 2x, which is nothing but 2 plus a constant c. So 2 1s are 2 2s are. My final answer minus 2 into cosecant 2x plus c. Next problem. Or this is one answer. If I am not ready to take this answer, I can do the same problem in another way also. So that one is nothing but cos 2x 15 the second cos 2x can be written as cos square x minus sin square x divided by sin square x into cos square x dx. Now I just split it. So I can write it as integral cos square x by sin square x into cos square x dx minus integral sin square x by sin square x into cos square x dx. Cos square x cancel, sin square x cancel. So what I get here, 1 by sin square integral cosecant square x dx minus integral secant square x dx. So which is equal to integral cosecant square x dx minus cot x minus cot x minus integral secant square x tan x plus some constant c. See, if I simplify this particular thing, we get the same. So that also we can do. So which is nothing but minus cot can be written as cos x by sin x minus, sorry, minus I took outside now, plus tan x sin x by cos x plus c. So which is equal to minus of, take LCM, sin x into cos x. So we get cos square x plus sin square x, which is equal to minus of cos square x plus sin square x is 1, and denominator I can see sin x into cos x, so I can multiply by 2. So I get minus 2 by 2 sin x cos x sin 2x, which is equal to minus 2 into cosecant 2x plus c. So both are same. In these two ways we can solve. One more question. Take one more question. Cosecant x by cosecant x minus cot x integral 16 into integral cosecant x by cosecant x minus cot x. What shall we do? Simple. So what I have, cosecant x minus cot x in denominator, I have a identity cosec square x minus cot square x. Cosecant square x minus cot square x is 1. So multiply and divide by cosecant x plus cot x. dx compulsory. Now denominator we get 1 and numerator will be cosecant x into cosecant x, cosec square x dx plus integral cosecant x into cot x dx. Now cosecant square x is minus cot x, cosecant x into cot x is minus cosecant x plus c. Next, integral of tan inverse cosecant x minus cot x dx. Integral of tan inverse cosecant x minus cot x dx. Cosecant x minus cot x dx. Yeah. See, I have here tan inverse, integral tan inverse cosecant x minus cot x. So when we can simplify this type of problems easily, if I able to simplify this one in terms of tan, if I get this one simplified answer as tan, then tan inverse of tan theta will be equal to theta, then I can apply integration, right? So I go in that way. Now it will be equal to integral tan inverse of cosecant x can be written as 1 by sin x cot x cos x by sin x dx. So integral tan inverse of 1 minus cos x by sin x dx. Now integral tan inverse 1 minus cos x. So we have to convert in terms of submultiple angles. Just I want tan. So I get it as 2 sin square x by 2 by sin x in submultiple 2 sin x by 2 into cos x by 2 dx. 2 and 2 gets cancelled. Sin x by 2 by cos x by 2 tan x by 2. So I get integral tan inverse of tan x by 2 dx. Tan inverse of tan theta is theta, so I get which is equal to integral x by 2 dx. So 1 by 2 constant, integral x differentiation x power 1 plus 1 2 by 2 plus c, so which is equal to x square by 4 plus c. So likewise 1 minus tan square x by 1 plus tan square x can be written as cos 2x, and we can simplify. The 21st one, given if f dash of x is equal to if f dash of x is equal to 4x cube minus 6 and f of 0 given as 3, find f of x. Beginning of integral calculus, integration. So what we discussed, what's the relation between integration and differentiation? If I have a capital X, capital F of x as a function, this capital F of x is equal to integral of x derivative f dash of x plus c. Right? This f dash of x I considered as small f of x. So that's the definition of what we took. So I want to find this capital F of x, nothing but f of x, they given f dash of x. So f of x will be equal to integration of f dash of x, right, plus some constant. Now f of x is equal to integration of 4x cube minus 6 dx. So whenever I take a function in terms of x, its variable of differentiation I have to, variable of integration I have to include. So dx plus a constant c. Now integral, this is a 4, can take outside, integral x cube minus integral x cube dx minus 6 integral dx plus c. So I got f of x as 4 into integral of x cube by dx, x power 4 by 4 minus 6 into integral dx is x plus some constant c. Now I got f of x in terms of arbitrary. To find this arbitrary constant, they have given one particular statement, which is nothing but f of 0 equal to 3. So if I find f of 0, which is equal to 0 power 4 minus 6 into 0 plus c, I can replace this one as by 3. So 3 is equal to 0 minus 0, 0 plus c. So the value of c is 3. Therefore, what is the function f of x? Therefore, f of x is equal to x to the power of 4 minus 6x plus the value of c is 3. Okay, in this way we can find the function also. So we solve one more problem. They have given like f dash of x is a sin x plus b cos x. F dash of x is a sin x plus b cos x. F dash of 0 is 4. f dash of 0 is 4. F of 0 is 3. F of 0 equal to 3. Next again. F of pi by 2 equal to 5. These many things they have given us, and they ask us to find the function f of x. See, to use these two statements, I need f of x, but to use this f dash of 0, no need to find f of x because I have f dash of x. So f dash of 0 they mention as a 4, so I substitute f dash of 0. So f dash of 0 is equal to a sine 0 plus b cos 0. 4 is equal to a into sine 0, 0. So this vanishes plus cos 0, 1. I got b value as 4. Now to get f of x is equal to integral f dash of x plus c. So integral f dash of x, a sin x plus b cos x, b value is 4, so I can put here b as a 4. So 4 cos x is dx. Let us continue. So I get a as a constant, a integral sin x dx plus 4 integral cos x dx plus some arbitrary constant c. So f of x is equal to integral sin x minus cos x. So I get minus a cos x plus integral cos x sin x. So I get 4 sin x plus arbitrary constant c. Now I use these two statements. F of 0 is 3. So if I put f of in place of x 0, it will be equal to 3. So cos 0 plus 4 sin 0 plus c. So f of 0 is equal to 3. 3 equal to minus a. Cos 0 is 1. Vanishes because sin 0 0 plus capital C. Take as equation 1. Next, f of pi by 2. F of pi by 2 is equal to minus a into cos pi by 2 0. So I can put it as 0 plus 4 into sin pi by 2 1. So 4 plus c. So f of pi by 2 is 5. So phi is equal to 4 plus c. Equation 2. Equation 2. Now, no need to take it as equation, we can find c value directly. C equal to 5 minus 4, 1. And a is equal to 3 equal to minus a plus c. C value is 1. So 3 equal to minus a plus 1. So minus a equal to, sorry, transfer to left side, I get a 1 minus 3, which is minus 2. Right? Now what I got f of x, this is f of x. Substitute the unknown values. F of x is equal to minus a cos x. So minus a value is minus 2, minus 2 minus plus, I get 2 cos x plus 4 sin x c. The value of c is 1, so plus 1. So I get 1. So 2 cos x plus 4 sin x plus